It gives him this very rough file look. That's what made me recognize him straight away. Why they're called jumping vipers is another story. They strike so fast, so powerfully sometimes, from this coiled up position. They shoot out. Sometimes they actually lift about an inch off the ground, or shift themselves forward at least. And they've got the reputation of being a jumping viper. It's been exaggerated over the years, and people today sometimes believe this thing jumps 2 meters into the air and bites you in the throat. Of course, that's not true. But what is true is how powerful the bite is and how he holds on like a bulldog. See that? He's not even letting go of that leaf. I'd love to pull that leaf out of there, but that's looking for trouble. There we go. A little bit of it out and a bit more. There we go. I'm just going to put him right down where he was. And I got it. I've got to be very careful now. I must not let him spin on me. I'm going to have to throw him down very quickly. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. Oh, I'm sorry, but now, as soon as this guy bit into that leaf and into that bit of bark, I might just help him out a bit by rinsing him a little bit. He might have a few little bits inside his mouth. I mean, they get rid of that very quickly, but makes me feel more comfortable after everything I've put him through. It's just a chance that, oh yeah, you gaped for me. And I can maybe just put a bit of water in there. Come on, boy, don't go. In your mouth, in your mouth. Oh, got it. Oh, and he's thirsty as well, probably drinking a little bit too. There we go, okay. That's a good one. Well, that's great. Not only has he drank some water, but I've helped him flush out his mouth a little bit like that as well. I just thought I'd do that, seeing as he's been so good to me and given me such a good show. So I'll leave him like that and he'll move off in his own time. Been a real fantastic snake to work with. Off you go, boy. Well, that was a fantastic snake. What a find, man. But now that I've seen that river, I'm wondering if it's not perhaps the river I'm looking for. It seems to be flowing in the right direction, the direction that I think I might have to be going. So it might be worth my while going back to camp, collecting all my stuff and taking a shot of that river. I had no idea which river I was on. It certainly wasn't the Rio Claro, but at least I was heading in the right direction. But after a couple of hours, the banks started to close in, and the water got shallower and shallower. The river is drying up. My only option is to get out and haul the canoe through the forest until I can find another navigable stretch of water. Having made the mistake of taking the wrong river from the start, I have no option but to keep going, however hard it gets. I must be many miles north of where I thought I was, because I'm heading directly into the mountains. If I'd taken the Rio Claro as planned, I would be skirting around them to the south. Now I'm faced with an exhausting journey over mountains I should never have encountered in the first place, but I can't see any other way forward. It's too dark to go on. I'm exhausted, but I'm making progress and I have to keep going. This journey is too important to me to stop now. Hopefully I can pick up the pace on the other side of these mountains. There's been little sign of the giant lancet viper I'm looking for, but maybe over these mountains my luck will change. Maybe over these mountains I'll find the snake I've been searching for. A new day in the Costa Rican jungle, on my search for the venomous lancehead viper, and everything has changed. I found a river big enough for my canoe, and it's flowing in the right Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness my camera's dry. I always wrap my stuff up in plastic. A little bit of water came in there. I didn't expect this to survive. Dunked completely under the water like that. God, it's been a nightmare. It's unbelievable. Looks like from now on I'm going to have to find my own food. And worst of all, I'm on foot now. That's going to slow me down a lot, but at least I'm alive and I'm much further into the forest now. This landscape is relentless. It's an endless series of steep-sided valleys, and now I'm back to climbing and finding my way through this dense jungle on foot. There aren't any paths for me to follow. All I have is my sense of direction and stubborn determination. I simply refuse to fail. Nobody said finding a giant lancet viper was going to be easy, but it's hot, it's humid, and each time I reach the bottom of one hill, there's always another one straight ahead. But I persevere. Somewhere out there a lancehead is waiting for me. It must be. At that point, almost like a mirage, I see a movement ahead. Now that's an interesting snake. That's a musarana. That's actually a venomous snake. Well, it's a back-fanged snake. Just got to be a bit careful. They're usually reluctant to bite. But saying it's a back-fanged snake actually means the fangs are a little bit further back in the mouth, usually roughly below the eye. There we go. As soon as he calms down, that's a bit better. And although he's venomous, his venom doesn't have much effect on other reptiles, and that's strange because he's actually a reptile eater. They found that the venom from the snake is actually more potent towards smaller mammals and therefore also towards human beings. And in fact, they are snake eaters. These guys are known to eat even venomous snakes, and that's the most interesting part about a musarana. They actually have developed a high resistance to the venom of other snakes in the area. So he can, in other words, tackle maybe even a lancehead viper, grab it, constrict it, and swallow it down. Even if the snake bites him, he has a very powerful and very high resistance to that venom. Look at him. Look at that tongue. Look at that tongue. They're incredible. Eh? Look at the strength in that body. What I was saying, how powerful they are. See that? So when he constricts his prey, he probably grabs hold of it. See how he twists? If he goes around something, he constricts and powerfully drapes his muscles around the snake or whatever he's eating. So he would curl around even a venomous snake, as I say, squeeze it until it cannot breathe anymore. Once it succumbs, just grab it by the head and start swallowing it down. I'll just get the coils off my arm a little bit. Look at this. As I'm unwinding him from my one arm, he's attached himself to my other hand, but he's actually only putting pressure on my finger to hold on in case I drop him. If he was actually constricting his prey, it'd be a lot more pressure than that, maybe 10 times that pressure. A really powerful guy. As I pull him off there, can't even free my fingers yet. Can you see it? It's actually like a knot. Unbelievable. Look how he's knotted himself completely, really tight. Look at my fingers, man. The fingers will go blue if I don't get him off. Look at that. Wow. Well, finding a snake like this might be a good sign. It might mean there's food in this area, and if he's looking for vipers like I am, so we might be on the same trail. He's not actually trying to bite me, he's just trying to get away from me because he's a bit nervous. He'll calm down in a second. There we are. He's getting a bit more relaxed now. As soon as the snake feels he's not in danger and you're not squeezing him, not holding him and hurting him, then he calms down. Just got to be very careful. He might be a bit nervous and might still take a nip, but there we go. Hey, you're so gorgeous, aren't you? Yeah. Aren't you stunning? Wasn't that a wonderful snake? Look at that creamy tongue. Wow. Off you go, back towards your log. There we go. Isn't that nice? That musarana could be hunting the same prey as me. Finding him like that could just mean my goal's in sight. This is exactly where I wanted to be. I'm in the most remote part of this jungle. But it's not exactly how I planned it. I mean, to be in a remote area is the right thing if I'm hoping to find a very large snake, because a snake that has never had contact with human beings has got a better chance of growing to a large size. I'm in the right area, but having lost all my supplies, I'm down to a couple of biscuits and stuff. I can survive a few days with no food. It's not the end of the world, but I've still got to get out of here. So I'm giving myself another day or two at the most to actually find a snake, and then I'll have to give it up and pull out. There's no doubt this is exactly the sort of forest I've been looking for. Pristine, undisturbed habitat, perfect for the giant lancehead viper, Costa Rica's most dangerous snake. And then I get my first stroke of luck. You hear that? Those are capuchin monkeys, and they're alarm calling. That means there could be something going on. I'm just going to go and check it out. Like a lot of monkeys, white-faced capuchins make alarm calls at any sign of danger. They even have specific calls depending on what's threatening them. And they've got a much better view than me. It could be that they've seen something on the ground. This is what I've been looking for. I'm gonna have to let go, clear the decks for a second. Oh man, this is a giant without any question. Watch the tail. She's actually rattling the tail because she's getting upset. And it's a warning that you're coming too close, similar to a rattlesnake might do. Actually rattles its tail, and if it does that in between leaves, it sounds just like a rattlesnake. Okay, now what I really want to do, she seems well behaved, I'm going to take the chance. I shouldn't really be doing this, but I really want to have a look at the snake's fangs. Lanceheads are famous for striking with very little provocation. However gentle and careful I am, sooner or later the snake will strike at me. This is where things could get tricky. Okay, I'm very nervous about getting the snake by tail. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. In my kit, I always carry this with just in case. If I want to show the snake's fangs, the best thing I can do is allow it to bite of its own free will. And the best way to do that is like they milk snakes for venom extraction. She's starting to realize that I'm the problem and looking at me all the time. Wow, I don't know how I'm going to get my hand on this head. She's very clever as well. See this, how she watches me all the time? Got it! I've got it! Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see that? That scares me. Those fangs are already... This is why you've got to get a snake like this behind the head exactly right. She's too big. I've got to help myself on this rock. Just hold on. Okay. Because the head is so enormous, and the body is so powerful. She's injecting venom. She's just squirting venom. I've got to get her into my lap. It's the only way I'll control her. All right, she's so keen to bite. I'm just going to let this happen, okay? Because I've got this far now. I can't let go now without getting nailed. Anyway, I just got to keep my hands really out the way. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh my God. I'm nervous of this. Let's do it. Ah! Yes! Ah! I mean, I'm used to working with venomous snakes, but this is phenomenal. Look at the amount of venom that's in there. Can you see that? It's like a blooming orange drink. Put a shot of vodka in there and you're fixed. Wow. Man, I'm just too riled up about this. I gotta just relax. I want to bring these fangs out a bit, see if we can see them. Oh, she's enormous. Nobody wants to get something like that into them. God, I think the stab alone will kill you. Let go, let go. She doesn't want to let go. Oh, man. half the fang is exposed. It's so enormous. There's a second fang on the right. Look on the right, there's two fangs sticking out. Can you see that? That's the new fang moving forward to replace the old fang. God, these things are as thick as knitting needles. The sheaths, of course, cover the fang and protect them when it's folded up against the roof of the mouth. There's enough venom there to kill not a dozen people, 2 dozen, I'm telling you right now. Because a scratch from this snake, just a scratch could probably cause your death. Oh man, I've never been this nervous of a snake in my life. And I'm just holding her. She is not pulling at the moment. I'm just using her while I can. And I'm going to have to let the snake go because I can't hold it much longer. And sooner or later she's going to jerk. And I've got to let this go correctly. Otherwise, she's definitely going to nail me in the hand. And the only way to do that is a quick release. I'm going to stay with the tail. Okay. Wow. I'm normally not so nervous for a viper. With its incredible striking reach of over 4 feet, this snake is easily capable of lunging straight past my tongs. And man, is it fast. I must keep out of range of those fangs or I'm done for. I'm face to face with the biggest pit viper I've ever seen in my entire life. This thing is something different. This is the biggest neotropical viper I've ever come in contact with. I'm going to pick her up really gently and move her out there. I might just be able to place her on that log and do a photograph. Let her come onto my stick. Okay, here we go. Good girl. That's a good girl. Wow. She's so heavy. She's so heavy. Okay, I've got to be very careful now. She could easily just fly over that side there. Come a little bit. Oh, there she bit. Okay. There we go. But now, unlike a cobra, where I could normally come really close because I can judge the cobra's distance, this guy, or this girl, could strike from there and reach me here with no effort at all. So the trick here is to move as slowly as possible. But I don't know what she's going to do when she has the flash in her eye. Let's just see. Okay, so I mustn't be stupid now. Okay, she's good with it. No reaction. Unbelievable. She's got her eye right on me. Okay. Wow, isn't that incredible? She's so well behaved. I must do one more. Come on, girl. There you go. Where are you going? Whoops. Oh, she's going a little bit over the edge. Okay. Whoops. All right, where she goes? There. I'm on her. I'm on her. Whew. This is the worst possible place to deal with her. However, do not try this at home. There she comes, looking straight at the lens. No problem. Let her get a bit of land. There she's coming straight. She's busy concentrating on getting her coils together, so it's no problem. There we go. This is fantastic. I'm going to do a shot like this. Fantastic. I'm so pleased. I've seen amazing stuff, but this is the ultimate. A snake like this, the most dangerous snake, reputed to be so incredibly aggressive. Such a size. Look at that. I'm going to let her go and I'm going to let her swim off on her own because she's done it for me. I don't want to rattle her any more than she's rattled it. Off you go, girl. Oh man, wasn't that an incredible thing? I mean, can you believe it? On my last day, I'd given up. I thought after today, I have to move out of here. I've got no more supplies, I've got nothing. I'm wet, I'm hungry, I'm tired. And I find the snake, and it's the biggest viper I've ever seen in my life. And I've handled it, and I've taken photographs of it. It was incredible. What an experience. I'm so happy and I'm so lucky. Never have I had an assignment that's felt so close to failure. But out of all the hardship and the heartache, I'd still managed to encounter some amazing snake species. The voracious crebo, the beautiful eyelash viper, a tropical vine snake, that powerful jumping viper with its bulldog bite, the mussurana, like me, out hunting venomous snakes,
but none match up to my final encounter, the powerful and incredibly dangerous giant lancehead viper. However, with my mission achieved, I find myself feeling suddenly drained and exhausted. Right now, all I can think about is getting out of here and beginning the long trek home.